Hi, and welcome to another episode of Composed Living with Elsa Elbert. I am your host, Elsa, and today we're talking about all things sustainability, one of my absolute favorite topics. My guest today is Jackie Freed. She's a store manager at Grocery, a refill grocery store with 3 locations in Los Angeles. Regrocery makes it easier and more affordable to shop sustainably. And to do even better than recycling, they say no to plastic altogether. They carry over 500 refillable bulk goods and strive to source only the highest quality organic, non-GMO, and clean products, all plastic free, while also stocking reusables and zero waste accessories. They are proud to be a certified B Corporation and 1% for the Planet members. Please welcome me and joining today's guest, Jackie. Welcome, Jackie. Thanks so much for being my guest today.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me, Elsa. It's great to be here.
Yeah, I was saying before we started recording, I know how difficult it is to be working physically in a retail
Yes.
location and then also try to do literally anything else.
Yep. Uh-huh.
So very appreciative. And I love your background. Such a beautiful
Yeah.
visual of what you all
Thank you.
do.
Yep. That's our actual
Mhm.
store in Mar Vista.
So
It's
cool.
beautiful. Hmm.
Well, tell us a little bit about you and your background and how you came to be at Grocery. And then, of course, I want to
Yeah,
learn all about Grocery and the whole thing.
absolutely. So I went to college in Connecticut. I went to Wesleyan, was kind of on the pre-med path for a long time. Didn't work out as it does for so many of us. But I was a psychology major. My mom was working in real estate at the time. She asked me to like start working for her after college. So I did that for like 6, 7 years. And that's a long time for someone in my generation to do one job, right?
Mhm.
So I was a little bit burned out from that, from being like on and available all the time. And then I saw that Regrocery was opening a location in Mar Vista, which is the neighborhood I grew up in. My parents live a couple blocks away. Um, and I decided to apply. And now I'm managing the Mar Vista location. I've been here for about a year and a half.
Wow, that's awesome. So you went from
Yeah,
pre-med and psychology to real
to real
estate
estate.
for quite a long time.
Yeah,
And I don't even think it's just your job. I mean, I think there's everyone beyond like my parents' generation
yeah.
seems to not really do anything for longer than a year at a time.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Um, Although I guess now I've been doing this for 8 years and it doesn't feel like it.
There you go. Yeah, when you lock into the right thing, it feels really easy. And yeah. And part of the reason that I applied for this job, I had actually been a Regrocery customer, but I live on the west side. So I would have to turn it into like a whole east side day to go to our original Highland Park location.
Oh, wow.
Um,
That's where the first one is,
yeah,
Highland Park. So
that's the
there's
first one.
3 locations
Three.
altogether.
Three
Okay.
locations. Yeah. Highland Park opened on Earth Day in 2020. And
Beautiful.
then we opened August 2022 and Studio City opened right after us. So we've got like a
Okay,
little
that's the one I've
triangle.
been to, is the Studio City
Yeah.
one. Yeah, that one's really beautiful as well.
Yes.
So I think in Los Angeles, this concept is probably fairly well known by this point.
Hmm.
At least you know how it's like you only see what you're passionate about. It's like
Yeah.
all I know that exists is like juiceries and sustainable stores and refill
Yeah.
stations. I'm sure that's
Yeah.
not the case for everyone. So can you
Hmm.
explain maybe to some of our listeners who don't know this concept, what
Yeah.
Regrocery is and what you all offer?
Yeah. We are a package free grocery store. So customers can bring in containers from home um, and refill. We've got rice, beans, olive oil, kombucha, home cleaning, bath and body stuff. There are quite a few other retail, like refill stores that exist in LA, but our biggest differentiator is that we have grocery products. And as somebody who cares deeply about the environment, that's something that I've been trying to work on is reducing my single-use plastic waste. And so when Regrocery opened, it was worth it for me to like spend a full day on the east side so I could refill certain products.
So you mentioned you all carry grocery products.
Hmm.
Other refill stations, the differentiator being they carry mostly home cleaning products
Home
or like bath
cleaning and
and
bath
body
and
products.
body or like skincare products. Yeah.
Okay. And so
Yeah.
basically all of the pantry staples
Pantry staples. Yep.
Like, can we get
Yes.
oils, like olive oil, that kind of stuff?
Olive oil. Yeah, we have a great local to California olive oil supplier. Our honey is a closed loop system as well. It comes from the Santa Monica Mountains. They deliver it in this big 5-gallon
Wow.
pail. Yeah. Same thing with our coffee. We get Canyon coffee, which is roasted downtown, and it delivers in our bins already. So that's a fully like closed loop, zero waste system.
Also love Canyon Coffee. Shout out to them.
Yeah.
Their coffee is so delicious. I love that they're local. Their packaging is absolutely stunning. Everything
Yes.
they're doing is working.
Yeah.
That is so fun. So,
Hmm.
and I guess if you forget, like I can buy a container there if I need to. If I forgot or I
Yeah.
don't have one or I just need something that's new.
Yes. Yeah. We sell paper bags and we also sell jars and bottles.
Oh, that's cool.
Hmm.
I was just
Yeah.
in Highland Park on Monday. I did
Mm.
not see Regrocery. I would have gone in if I had seen it. I
Yeah.
didn't. I've never actually been to Highland Park before. This was my first adventure.
Oh, cool.
I've
Uh-huh.
lived in Los Angeles for most of my life. Uh,
Awesome.
and now I'm like working my way through my like bucket list of things that I have
Mm.
to do in preparation of possibly leaving Los Angeles once our littlest
Oh, okay.
he's now 13. So we're just kind of like, it's on the horizon that we
Yeah.
won't have to be anywhere because of kids and
Hmm.
co-parenting and schools and things. And then we're like,
Yeah.
the world is just open to us at that point.
Yeah.
So then it started, like, I went from sort of like the future vision of like, we could live anywhere. We could live in Spain. We
Mm.
could live in the Hudson Valley. We could like
Oh,
travel
yeah.
around and not have a home, which also would destroy my soul. I like very much
Yes.
have roots. But
Yes.
then it went to like, what if I lived in LA for 40 years and then I moved somewhere
Mm.
else and someone was like, oh my gosh, didn't you just love fill in the blank? And then I was like, oh, I never actually went there.
Oh, cool.
So
Yeah.
now I'm like, gotta go to all the neighborhoods,
Hmm.
have to see a concert in all of the concert venues. I want to see all
Yeah.
of the museums that exist now.
I love that.
Yeah, so I'm very slowly, Mondays are like my day to go out and hopefully
Field trip
accomplish some
day.
of these things. Field trip day.
Yeah. That's
Anyway,
awesome.
so we were in Highland Park, and the whole reason I went
Hmm.
out there was because they have like an herbal apothecary out there
Yes.
where you can buy, I think it's called Wild Terra.
Hmm.
And
Yeah.
I love plant medicine. I love healing through things that grow out of the earth. I
Mm.
also love tea, so it was like right up my alley.
Yeah. Beautiful.
Yeah, but and I was like, oh, I should have brought my containers with me if I had been
Mm.
thinking it through properly. But now I can decant them into beautiful glass jars and make these really stunning teas. I'm so excited. I got like a blue lotus, which is
Ooh,
literally like it's
that sounds
still the whole
lovely.
flower, and it is so
Yeah. And it'll
stunning
like
that I'm
open
like,
up.
it's like the one thing that I want to hoard a little bit.
Mm.
I'm like, I want
Uh-huh.
to use it because it's so pretty.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, that sounds gorgeous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh,
Beautiful.
what are you? So you are also a certified B Corporation and you're
Yes.
members for 1% for the planet. Both of these
Yes.
are things that I love so much. I was started to think about like how we can get Composed Living certified as a B Corp, and that
Mm.
it's just one
The
of
big
those things,
lift,
yeah,
but
where I was like,
yeah.
"Ugh,
Yeah.
so worth it in the end, but I'm not sure I have the bandwidth in
Yeah.
this calendar year.
Totally. Totally. Yeah.
Uh, what are some of the favorite products that you carry? And also maybe something that people wouldn't assume that a refill grocery store would carry.
Oh. Um, honestly, I'd say our like best-selling products are probably and like the cult favorites are the classics, right? Like we have really great oats, we have really great um laundry detergents. Our laundry detergents are also super concentrated. We have
Mm.
like a concentrated and a regular version, but even the regular one, you only need like 2 tablespoons per load.
Oh,
So
wow.
I live in a tiny house. I live in 750 square feet. So being able to reduce the size of my laundry container is
Hmm.
awesome. Um, and our peanut butter is really popular. We just launched a new ready to eat line as well. The Green Goddess dressing has been really popular. Our
Oh,
hummus
wow.
is now made in house. Yeah.
That's so awesome. So not only
Hmm.
can you get like sort of the pantry staples, all the grains, oats,
Hmm.
breakfast things. I love that you have the pre-made stuff. I think I saw this on
Yeah.
Instagram and you have
Yeah.
a couple of sauces and other things.
Yeah. We have a few like fridge items. So we don't carry like any meat or produce, but we
Mhm.
have two pasta sauces, marinara and pesto, green goddess dressing, hummus. We've got a seasonal jam. We also have tofu that you can get
Oh,
in bulk and like refill in your container. We've got eggs that are pasture raised, whole milk,
wow.
and we have a couple of niche items too. Like we have vegan cheese shreds. That one's pretty niche. And also like our peanut butter malt balls are delicious. It's always nice to have like a sweet treat to reward yourself with at the end of the shop.
Yeah, that sounds
So
amazing.
yeah,
I'm gonna need
those
to
are
come with like a full crate of all of my jars. My family
yeah.
goes through like trail mix, for example,
Oh, uh-huh. We got
super
that.
fast.
Yeah.
Rice, I mean, like we just can't, there's 6 people living in our house.
Hmm.
And so just, think about the sheer quantity of like noodles, rice, beans, like everything that you use to cook. Essentially, we don't eat 3 meals a day, but at least 2 meals
Yeah.
a day times 6 is quite a
Yeah,
bit of food. It's a big expense.
definitely.
It's so much packaging when like I decant
Hmm.
everything into our glass jars. And if I don't buy
Yes.
it in bulk, you look at all of the waste, like most of that's not getting recycled, even if it's labeled with the
Hmm.
recycling logo, it's too flimsy or it's
Yes.
not the right thing or it has a label, it's
Yeah,
not clean. There's so many reasons why things don't get recycled that we think they are. So
absolutely.
such a beautiful concept. I'm obsessed with these
Yeah.
silver like tubs behind you. They're in the photo, I know, but
Yeah.
I mean, I kind of want one just to
They're
have it here.
gorgeous.
I was like,
Yeah.
would it be unreasonable for me to have that quantity of anything in my home?
Right. I have seen them at a few restaurants actually as like their water dispenser.
Oh
So they'll
yeah,
put, yeah, like
that's
self-serve
cute.
water. Yeah,
It
good
took me
idea.
so long when we were opening the Composed Living retail store, which
Yeah,
anytime you're in the valley, please come in and say hi.
absolutely.
Um, it was so important to me that everything that we put in there was as sustainable as it could be within
Yeah,
reason. I mean, we're not like perfect environmentalists. Some things
yeah,
come in packaging and there's no way around it or
totally.
whatever.
Yeah.
But it was so fun for me to research like all of the items that are out there that you wouldn't think of necessarily as sustainable.
Ooh. Yeah, what are some
And
of your
so
favorites?
like our water pitcher, it took me so long
Oh,
to find something that was not
mm.
made out of plastic,
Yes.
that would be durable enough for commercial use. Like customers see it and they beeline back
Hmm.
there and they want to get water. So it's like
Yeah.
that little nozzle has to be like really high use. So
Yeah.
it has like a charcoal filter, which I love.
Mm.
The whole like the canister is glass, the lid is bamboo, the platform is bamboo. Uh,
Beautiful.
yeah, so that was really fun. And then
Yeah.
I really wanted to have a nice coffee setup just for the employees, but also
Mm.
like we get customers who will come in and they'll sit and do like a whole organizing consult with us.
Cool.
So they sit in
Nice.
the backspace and we want to be able to offer them coffee and tea and things.
Yeah.
So of course we have actual coffee mugs. We also have fully compostable to go containers.
Hmm.
And then I
Beautiful.
wanted an espresso machine because that's what I use at home and
Mm.
I love the coffee. It's so easy.
Yeah.
And I love their sustainability of like you recycle the pods, they recycle the tin that it comes in, and they turn the
Yes.
coffee grounds into compost, which is so cool. But then the machine that I found, the Nespresso machine, was also
Hmm.
made out of like 50% post-consumer recycled plastic.
Oh,
And I
I
was
didn't know
like,
that they made one like that.
now we're talking Nespresso. It's like,
Yeah.
I wanted in my
All
mind, I was like, oh,
right.
I wish the Nespresso I already had was this one. And I was like, obviously, I'm not
Yeah.
gonna like replace it because that would be silly.
Yeah.
Uh, but yeah, so the whole machine itself, I was
Yeah.
like, we're heading in the right direction. And I get
That's awesome.
so, yeah, it's so exciting when there's companies who are taking the leap of faith that like people will care enough to do something that's maybe slightly more difficult. Not even
Hmm.
difficult. Difficult's not the right word. Slightly more
I'd
inconvenient
say
for their
difficult can
day.
be
Yeah,
fair too.
it can
Yeah.
be. Yeah. Um, but we're taking the gamble on like humanity and that people
Yeah.
will go a tiny bit out of their way to do something that's better for the planet. And in the end, like it's better for your own finances. Like there's a lot of
Hmm.
perks. And so like what Regrocery is doing, I love it. I wish that there was one here because that would be the
Mhm.
easiest thing, It's like
Yeah,
if only they could be everywhere that like a Ralph's is
everywhere.
or whatever.
Yeah. We do pick up and delivery orders as well,
You
too.
do?
So, yeah, so if you're ever like on the go and passing by one of our neighborhoods, you can pick up an order and shop. It gets packaged in our paper bags or our prepackaged glass bottles. And same thing with delivery orders. We
Oh,
serve
wow.
a big portion of Los Angeles at this point. So,
This is a game changer. And I'm so glad that you
yeah,
mentioned that because I had no idea.
yeah,
I love that. I'm a huge fan of delivery.
uh-huh. Yeah, especially if you have littles, it's yeah,
Yeah.
big help for sure.
I don't know what happened to me. Like at some point in the last 10 years, I became so averse to running errands.
Mm-hmm.
And now it's like I despise them so much that when I do
Mm-hmm.
attempt to run an errand on my own, it's like the world conspires to prove to me how miserable this activity is.
Yes.
So it's
Yes.
like if I go to the bank, I'm like emotionally gearing up for it. I'm like,
Uh-huh.
I'm going to the bank today. I'm going to talk
Yeah.
to a human being inside that branch. And then I'll
Yes.
get there and they're like, this branch is closed. And I'm like,
Hmm.
"Ugh, fine,
Cool.
I'll just try this at the ATM. And it's like, ATM machine's not working. I'm like, this is why I don't run errands.
Yep. Yep. Exactly. We want ease. We
I
want
want
ease.
ease. I want
Yeah.
simplicity. I want ease. I want to be able to be at home or in the office, like doing literally anything else that I deem to be more valuable than the errand that I'm gonna.
Yeah. Absolutely. Cool.
Okay, well, I'm fully placed. So I can order stuff online and then
Mm-hmm.
they'll deliver. Amazing. Even though it's
Yeah.
Woodland Hill, I guess from the Studio City store, it's not that far
Yeah. Yeah.
or wherever your deliveries come from.
Mm-hmm.
How cool.
Yeah.
Wait, what is your favorite product in the store? I don't think I caught that part.
My favorite product. I'm supposed to follow a gluten-free diet, but I
Mm,
do love the peanut butter malt balls. Every now and then they get me. I'll
yeah.
just have just a few to tide me over.
It's just such a fun
Um,
texture.
yeah, they're crunchy and they're super rich too, so you only need like two of them to
Yeah.
scratch the itch. Yeah, that I really love our green goddess dressing. I think I mentioned that before
Yeah.
too. I'm a big sweet green girl, and interestingly, so one thing I love about Regrocery, I live by myself in a smaller house, and so I like being able to buy things in small quantities. There's no minimum or maximum of what you can get, right? So if I'm testing a recipe or just getting a few spices and I don't want to crowd up my whole cupboard, it's really great for that. Sometimes it's more affordable for me to go and try to like DIY a sweet green meal myself. Sometimes it's more affordable for me to just buy it there. But they have these really good sweet potatoes that they serve with green goddess dressing. And I
Mm,
figured out how to make it at home now that I can get our green goddess dressing here.
yeah.
Because green goddess is delicious, but it takes so many ingredients that it's not cost effective for me to make it at home and use it within like a
Yeah.
reasonable time frame.
I love green goddess dressing for myself and for its
Yeah.
ingredients, but also I think everyone in our family sort of universally agrees on it. So that's very
Mmm.
rare, and I get extremely excited about anything that the whole family will eat.
Nice.
Um, Sweet potatoes with green goddess sounds amazing. And
Yeah.
they're opening a sweet green in the complex where Composed Living is.
Oh,
It's like
amazing.
under
Jackpot.
construction right now. I know. Everyone is like, when is it coming? We need
That's
some more food
awesome.
options here.
Yeah.
I love,
Great.
yeah,
Oh,
I
I'm so
love it.
happy for you.
I know. So good.
Nice.
I didn't even think about that as up, and maybe we should just talk about all the perks of shopping at
Uh-huh.
a refill station. But you mentioned that there's no minimums. Like so
Yeah.
often, well, there's a lot of reasons why you wouldn't want to buy something in the store predetermined packaging.
Yeah.
Uh, but I love that. Like if you're living alone, even if you're not, if you live in a
Mm-hmm.
place like Manhattan or anywhere where your
Yeah.
kitchen storage is extremely limited, this is such a wonderful solution because
Yeah.
the most cost-effective thing is to buy things in bulk. So many people can't do that because of space limitations. So the
Yeah.
next most cost-effective is to buy exactly what you're going to use and then not have to store it. And the fact
Yes.
that you can do that
Exactly.
without it coming in packaging is incredible.
It's awesome. Yeah. And also it gives more freedom to try new things without feeling stressed about like groceries are expensive right now too, right? So I
Yeah.
don't want to go to the store and try something new and then be stuck with a whole bag of chips that I don't
Mhm.
like, and now I feel guilty because I don't want to throw them out because that's wasteful,
Yeah.
blah blah blah. So it's nice to be able to like try a small quantity of something, see how it goes, and then next time if you really like it, you can commit to it and like double down if you want.
Yeah. I love that. I see so
Yeah.
often on my buy nothing group that
Mm,
people buy groceries and then they're giving them away because they didn't like the flavor.
yeah,
The quantity was too much. They only needed a little bit to make, a specific
totally.
recipe. And I love that they're giving it away in that way, but like one
Yes.
step better is to not have the thing to begin with.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
What do you
Yeah.
think are other benefits that maybe are obvious, maybe are not for shopping at a refill station?
Yeah. I think part of it is just knowing that you're doing your part, right? Obviously, climate change is such a climate crisis, I should say, is such a massive issue, and it's largely corporations that are responsible for the lion's share of those changes. As individuals, we do impact those companies and whatever, but it's nice to know that like I'm still doing my part, right? So like
Hmm.
just our store alone has saved 15,000 plastic bags
Wow.
by people using our paper bags as alternatives, which they can then compost or recycle, right? So part of that is just like feeling like you're doing your part in a way that's manageable. Um, I think also because we are entirely a bulk store, the turnover is really high and you're getting a lot of really fresh product, which is
Hmm.
great. Like it's not something that's just been arbitrarily sitting on a shelf for who knows how long.
And you maybe don't even know when it was packaged unless you're keeping that
Yeah.
information out on their packaging.
Yes. Yeah. And also, as you mentioned, like decanting, I really love having everything so I can see it. I'm creating less food waste that way. And you don't have to go through all the step of like bringing everything home and then cutting open the package and then transferring it to the jar. And then if you do that, but there's still a little bit left, there's a little bit left in the bottom. So you don't want to put the old stuff, you know what I mean? You have to
Hmm.
like pour it out and then put the old stuff on the very top.
Yeah.
So
Or what do you do
it's,
with it if it doesn't fit exactly in your jar?
that's
This
a
is a
good
question that we get asked
question.
all the time when they're like, what do you do with the
Mm,
leftovers when you're decanting? Like, what if your jar holds 14 ounces, but you had
oh,
16 ounces? Now you're stuck with a huge bag with only 2 ounces of stuff left in it,
yeah,
and then the rest is decanted. It's a
yeah.
problem.
I mean, it is a problem, I guess. I mean, yeah, because you don't want to buy new containers necessarily, especially if they've just gone through like a consult with you and they just
Yeah.
created this beautiful system.
Well, we always try to convince people to reuse what they already have, repurpose what they
Hmm.
already have so that they're not like, you don't need to go out and buy products to be organized.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah,
but yeah, I mean, it's a thing that does I mean, it's just hilarious, or like you
yeah.
buy eggs in an 18 container, and then for people who
Mm,
can't their eggs into a little egg
yeah,
thing,
which
they
I
come in
do.
the whole
Oh
12.
yeah, I always have like I have like a little row of marching soldiers on the top of like the little
Yeah.
eggs that don't fit. Yeah. Um, That is fun. Yeah, I guess in some ways, now that I'm thinking about it, I've had to become a little bit more nimble in my like cooking too, because part of the refill store too is like if your recipe, and I guess this happens at the like a traditional grocery too, where you bring something home, you put it in its container where it's going to live in your house, and then the recipe calls for like 2 cups, and that leaves you with a quarter cup of product at the end, right? So my thing has been trying to find a creative way to reuse that or incorporate that. Um, the other day, I even bought like asparagus and I used most of it in 2 recipes, but I still had a few stalks left. So I just like cut off the ends and cut it up and threw it into a like broccoli pesto recipe that I was
Oh, cool.
making the next day.
I
Yeah.
I mean, this is like a whole other podcast topic is food waste and all the really
Yeah.
interesting things you can do to minimize that impact,
Uh-huh.
which I love. And one of the
Yes.
things that I had on my like 2024 long list of manifestations
Mm-hmm.
was to spend more time in the kitchen because
Mm.
it just like fills my soul in a way that not very many things do. But not so much cooking. I enjoy
Yeah.
cooking, but doing creative things with food
Mm-hmm.
waste, it's like it feels like
Yeah.
a superpower, You're like,
Yes.
I took all of those, like the stalks that I chopped off of the broccoli and the onion peels and whatever, and I made stock that is going to
Yes.
last for, now it's in the freezer we have got
Yeah.
like 6 giant liters of it.
Beautiful.
Uh,
That's
or we're
awesome.
actually doing a cooking class, I think, in my kitchen.
Cool.
Hopefully we have the date already scheduled so Adriana can put it into the show notes. But there's
Great.
a zero waste chef who is local to Los Angeles, and she
Hmm.
wants to do like a free cooking workshop on all the different ways to
Ooh,
repurpose your food scraps. I think she has recipes
awesome.
that use like coffee grounds, banana peels, like all sorts of cool stuff.
Ooh.
Yeah, I
I
am
mean, normally
intrigued.
I just chuck that into the green bin, which also is
Yeah.
good. Like specifically in Los Angeles, our green bin laws have changed this year, so
Hmm.
you can throw a lot more in there than you could before.
Yeah.
So if it feels like too much pressure to try to figure out what to do with that banana peel,
Compost it.
bring in more ease. But yeah, chucking it in
Yeah.
compost.
Yeah.
Big fan.
And if you don't live in a city where they offer you, so by green bin, anyone who's not
Mhm.
in Los Angeles County, it's our yard waste bin, but we can also throw
Yeah,
in food scraps, anything that is compostable at this point.
yeah,
I think maybe not like the plastic compostable objects,
yeah.
but definitely all food scraps, like pizza cartons, all that kind of stuff.
Hmm.
But if you don't have that as an option in your city, you can get beautiful. We carry a brand called Bamboozle, and they have these compost
Mm,
bins that are so cute. You truly could leave them out on your kitchen counter, or you can tuck
yeah.
it under the sink, stick it in your fridge, wherever. It's a very small capacity, but they have a little charcoal filter in the lid, kind of keeps any odors in there. Throw all your food scraps in there, and then take it out and put it in your
Mm,
garden. Dig
yeah,
it under the soil, just bury it, do whatever, add it, like maybe
yeah.
create your own little compost bin where you're just constantly turning it over. Uh,
Hmm.
and if that sounds too gross, you're not a gardener, whatever, then find a recipe.
Yeah,
There's another way.
yeah.
I got so excited.
There is.
I don't know who runs your social media, but
Hmm.
I
It's
love,
primarily Lauren, our co-founder. She is the aesthetic of regrocery.
oh,
She's doing a great
awesome.
job. Yeah,
Well, Lauren, you're doing amazing.
and Allie. Yeah.
Um, there was a reel that had like an empty mustard container, and it was like, here's
Hmm.
how you can get those last little bits of mustard out and also make a salad dressing.
Yeah.
And I was like, I mean, I would sit and watch YouTube videos on this all day long. Like, just, I need more ideas like
Yeah.
that. Where I was like, God, I
Totally.
could make a salad dressing out of that. I would do it anyway with like a spicy mustard and some olive oil. And but it's so much easier when you just have the recipe right in front of you. And you're like, cool,
Yes.
so good.
Yeah. Love that.
I love it. I
Yeah.
think, everything you guys are doing is so inspiring. Not just having the store, like the way that you're connecting with people and sharing ideas of like
Hmm.
anybody is going to have a mustard container in their kitchen that at some point is going to become empty. And even if they can just
Yeah.
get one more use of salad dressing out of that before it's recycled, uh, like you said, groceries are flipping expensive these days. I think that's universal.
Yeah. Definitely.
We were in somewhere maybe in Italy. No, we were in
Mm,
Paris last year, my husband and I.
beautiful.
And just looking at grocery store prices of things, it was like,
Hmm.
I don't know, $9 for like a small container of milk, like pretty much a single serving, not
Wow.
like a big old
Wow.
jug.
Oh
And
my
then
gosh.
we came back here and I was like, when did eggs get to be like $8 a dozen? And like, when did
Yeah.
a coffee, like a drip coffee is like $6? That's like a new
$6, right?
standard. It's,
And
I'm just
lattes
like,
are like eight or
what is
nine
happening?
dollars. I know. I know.
That's why I was like,
Yeah.
Nespresso all the way, baby.
Yes.
$1.10 for that pod. And I steam whatever
Yeah.
milk I want.
Yes. Absolutely.
Yeah, even I'm not going to call them out, but they're next door to us,
Mm.
a very
Hmm.
popular coffee shop. And their stuff is
Yeah.
great. And I get it.
Yeah.
The cost of employees, everything, it's so difficult. It's so expensive to run
Yeah.
any business, particularly in Los Angeles County.
Hmm.
Uh, so I understand where the pricing comes from, but as a consumer, like I cannot buy a $9 tea. And I
Yeah.
definitely cannot spend $15 on like an egg bite. Like it is truly
Yeah.
one bite of
A
food.
bite.
I need seven of
Yes.
them, not one, and I need them to be $3 total.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's so much. Anyway,
Totally.
so there you go. You can follow Regrocery on their Instagram and get all these wonderful ideas for how to lower your grocery budget.
Yeah.
Um,
We
and
did
what else?
also, oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say, for anyone who's in Los Angeles, also make sure to see if you're in their delivery radius.
Yeah.
I mean, ideally, go take a trip to the store because I think you get so much inspiration being in person, and then you have the upside of bringing all your stuff with you.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. I recommend like coming in person at least the first time, like taking a lap, and that way you can see what we have. I did forget to mention earlier, we did just launch, is a really big deal. We just launched nationwide shipping for
What?
our non-grocery products. Yeah. So like Lauren and Joseph have put so much effort into finding like sustainable home solutions, and they realize that these are not available. Like not every town,
Yeah.
retail stores are becoming more common, but not everybody has those available. And so now you can get like the laundry detergent, dish soap. I love our little stainless steel containers too for taking restaurant leftovers with me.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah. So
This
if
is
you're
a new
outside Los
thing.
Angeles, we do have this for you now, which is very exciting.
I love that. I mean, like my husband's family, they all live in Minnesota,
Hmm.
most of them in extremely small towns. I mean, like
Yeah,
you walk to the post office to pick up your mail, kind of a small town.
that's so
So
cute.
they definitely don't have a refill station. Most of them don't
Yeah.
even have a grocery store, like you're going the
Mm.
next town over to find a small market.
Yeah.
And then even there, it's like, you're still talking to the person who works at the grocery store to request a specific item, which then
Yeah.
like needs to come in on the next delivery.
Oh,
So
wow.
yeah, it's like it's so easy to think that everybody has access to what we have access to here, but
Yeah.
truly they don't.
It makes me feel very grateful.
Yes, so grateful. And I also, it helps me understand like the joke about Californians all being like, they're all hippies obsessed with like quinoa
Yeah.
and vegetables. I'm like, oh, well, you only think that because like you don't have access to it.
Yes. Right. Right. If only they knew.
If only you
Yeah.
knew how delicious food can be when you eat more than stuff that comes out of a can or a
Yeah.
reheatable plastic bag.
Yes.
Not that that's what everybody is eating who doesn't live here, but
Yeah.
you get the point.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, I think it's a huge perk for
Yes.
people who don't have immediate access in their communities if they're interested in trying out things, or just
Yeah.
minimizing their impact on the planet. So cool.
Yeah.
A little bit of that LA life,
LA
the
life, just those
glamour
little
of shopping
sustainable
in bulk.
swaps. Yeah, right? Love
So
that.
fun.
Yeah.
Anything else you want to shout out about regrocery?
Um, if you haven't tried toothpaste tabs, I really recommend them. They take up way less space. They're great for travel. Um,
I
they're
have
like
not
one of the
tried them.
biggest changes. Oh, well,
It
yeah,
seems
they're great.
weird.
It does seem weird. It takes an adjustment because you put it in your mouth and you chew it up, and it's almost like a mint. Like the instinct is
Yeah,
you want to swallow it. So if you have smaller children, like maybe
don't do it with
hold
them.
off.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um,
I do
but
like
I really
the
like
ease of
those.
traveling with them. I feel like that is a
Yeah.
game changer.
And you save a lot of
Um,
liquid space in your suitcase too. Same thing with shampoo bar. Like I have two shampoo and conditioner bars that I get here, and I use them daily. But I've noticed when I travel, I save so much room in my suitcase.
oh,
Another perk. Yeah,
yeah, I'm a pretty
so I don't have to
light
bring the.
packer. But we're
Yeah,
getting ready to go. We're going to be in Ireland for 2 weeks, in 2 weeks.
fun.
And so I've been already like the wheels are turning where I'm like, what
Yeah.
else can every time we take a trip, it's like a
Mm.
next chance to pack even
Yeah.
less. So we
Uh-huh.
started with like, we needed to
Awesome.
really cram that carry on and also like a huge tote bag. And
Yes.
now I'm like, I kind of want to have some space in my carry on. And I maybe don't even want to have a
Mm.
tote bag. Like,
Yeah.
so I've been honed in on like what's the perfect shoe that can take you
Yes.
from like walking 10 miles a day to also having like a nice
Mm.
dinner.
What's the
And
answer to
I
that?
think I'm getting close.
Okay. Okay. No
Uh,
pressure.
well, I think summer is a little bit easier because you can do kind of a
Hmm.
sandal for everything.
Yeah.
But I have a pair of just like white leather sneakers that I think
Hmm.
will be very comfortable for day and could
Yeah.
be cute with like a dress, pants, whatever.
Yeah.
And then I have a Chelsea boot
Mm.
that I'm
Nice.
I'm breaking them in. I have to wear them every day until
Hmm.
we go to make sure that they're
Okay.
comfortable. And they're super cute, super easy.
Yeah.
And I think they would
Great.
be like kind of the dressier option. We're not ever
Mhm.
doing anything like fancy on vacation, but
Yeah.
sometimes you just want to feel a little more elevated than like
Mhm.
I'm wearing yoga pants and running shoes.
Yes.
I definitely have the morning routine dialed in. I
Mm.
collect all of the like Sephora trial size things.
Oh, uh-huh.
I'm obsessed with Sephora. I'm such a
Yeah.
creature of habit when it comes to shopping. Like I only buy
Yeah.
clothes and shoes from Nordstrom's. I only buy skincare
Uh-huh.
products from Sephora.
Nice.
The brands can change, but like
Yeah.
the
The
source kind
supplier.
of stays
Yeah.
the same, and that has been
Mm.
30 years. Uh, so
Nice.
every time you order from Sephora, they give you like you can choose 3 samples or a trial
Mhm.
site. Like there's all these little freebies that come with it. And
Yeah.
so I tailor those to only things that I will use on a trip. So when I'm traveling, that's all I use.
That's genius.
So I have
So
hand
smart.
cream and shampoo and deep conditioner and like eye
Yeah.
patch, like it's like I have a full spa day, but they're all
Uh-huh.
these little tiny things. And then I have, of course, like tiny
Awesome.
little tubs if there's something
Yeah.
specific that I want to bring with me. Uh,
Yeah.
but
I love
toothpaste
that.
tabs, they might make the trip. We'll have to
Toothpaste
see.
tabs. Yeah. Love that. Cool.
Thanks for the suggestion. That's a fun one.
Yeah. Yeah. That one's great.
Oh man. Well, everybody can find you in the 3 locations, Highland Park, Studio City, Mar
Mar
Vista.
Vista. Mhm.
Shipping is now nationwide for non-grocery products. So any of your household cleaning
Correct.
stuff, does that include like bath and body care or just cleaning?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
Bath and body care, and then like the retail item, like plastic free retail items that we have.
Amazing. And
Yeah.
then online orders if you want those deliveries or pickup.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
We're ready
Thank
for you.
you so much. Thank you
Yes.
for taking the time. It was lovely to get to
Oh my
know
gosh, of
you.
course.
And thank you
Same.
to the Regrocery founders and everybody who is, you know, opening those shops and working them and running them
Yeah.
and making this a possibility for all of us to experience. It's awesome. I'm so appreciative.
Cool.
So
Yeah,
yeah,
I'll have to come check out your shop too.
yeah, please
My next trip to
do.
the valley. Yeah.
You got, well, now once Sweet Green opens, we'll
Yes.
have 2
There we
reasons.
go. Yeah.
And I'll make you
Love
a
it.
coffee for free.
Oh, even that. I'll bring my own mug.
All the things. Yeah. And if you forget, we have
Cool.
mugs available for you.
Beautiful. Love it.
Thank you, Jackie. Have a wonderful
Cool.
rest of your
Thanks,
day.
Elsa.